Welcome to the On Target Solutions website. I'm going to help you to navigate around the application site so you can see what's available. Let's start by looking at the top of the screen. At the top of the screen, you'll see that this is for custom database management systems, and you may ask what those are. Applications that are used either on the iPad, iPhone, the Windows, and Mac platform can be developed on this website as far as custom applications. And then there is also an iTunes store where there are native apps that are database design applications used to manage data on the iPad and the iPhone. Now, as you see this flipping through here, this is probably not as accurate as it should be. It's probably about 6,000 apps, database apps. Now, one of the goals of this website is to provide small businesses and medium-sized businesses with very affordable database management systems. Typically, database management systems are very expensive. They may start as high as $40,000 or down to somewhere around $4,000 on average. They can be much more expensive than that for a larger business. This website is targeting small business to medium-sized businesses where they need a database management application, but they can't afford them with today's prices for high-end applications. Now, if you see prices on the iTunes store, you're going to be a little flabbergasted because they are all basically under $100. I made a management decision to provide applications for small business and larger businesses where you can have a application at very reasonable prices and even get them customized as it shows in this description here on the main screen. We create custom applications, or we can use what is called a base app to create a custom database. And it's based on some of the applications we already have available on our website. If you go up and you navigate through the website at the top, you'll see we're on the home page now. If you go to the site map, you're going to see a site navigation map for frequently asked questions and product categories for different kinds of products that we supply to our users. There's also the ISO applications for the iOS applications for iTunes Store. There's about 30 of them on there currently, and there will be more added all the time. Then on the custom application store, we have multiple versions of applications that you can find either by going to the custom application store page, or you can use the very easy to use custom application directory list. Both of these are both directory lists. This one is for the iTunes store, and this is for all the same applications, but they're also providing you services for the iPad, iPhone, iOS, Mac, and PC, Windows, and a cloud version. Let's talk a little bit about what is a cloud version. A cloud version is a multi-user database that allows you to use a browser or a client on the iPhone or iPad to access the database on the cloud. What this offers you to have is that you can access this from multiple computers with multiple users in any location where you have a browser or you have a device that you're carrying for mobile computing, like a iPad or a iPhone and or a laptop. And those allow you to provide access to either of these lists and see all the applications and detailed information for each one of them. Now, the iTunes Store is a simple listing by icon and the name of the applications that are listed on the iTunes Store. Let's go look at that. Okay, when you're looking at the icons as they pop up here, you're going to see where there is a listing by each individual application. Let's go down through the page. It says select iTunes applications, the applications iTunes Store for buying iTunes apps. Now, and there's also a note in here, prior to buying an iTunes application, if you're on the website, it may be very beneficial for you to contact us and get a tour of the application that you're interested in before you actually purchase the iTunes app. There's a couple other reasons. If you buy an iTunes app, it is a native app if you buy it on the iTunes Store, and it is not going to be able to be used as a multi-user, or it will not be able to use on the Mac, Windows, or cloud. If you want one of those kinds of applications, you need to come to the listing that we have on this website for the custom apps. Now let's move down and I'll show you. There's a brief description of each application on the iTunes Store, and if you want to see the actual detail information for the iTunes versions on iOS, go ahead and click on the icon right here, and what it'll do for each different application, it'll take you to a detail page online on a web page for the iTunes and Apple information for the iTunes Store. This little site right here is actually a link to a app shopper, and it also lists all our applications, and they're pretty new this year. A lot of them have been replaced in 2016, but what will happen is when you click on this, it'll give you all the list of applications and what people are reviewing them and their comments on them. Let's go back up and we're going to go down to the sitemap again, and this time we're going to go over to the applications directory listing. Now, if you're looking for the same apps or additional ones that are not provided on the iTunes Store that are custom applications, what you would do is use this link here to go see all the applications that are available. Currently, there's over 130 apps, and there will soon be over 150. And basically what they are is they're identified for each application, and then by if it's a Mac, PC, iPad, and in this case, iPad and iPhones are synonymous. You can find it for either one. And the cloud versions. If there is not a cloud version listed, that means that the application is probably not, for example, like the bookseller, there's probably not going to be a need to have a multi-user version of it for the cloud. But if you prefer to have one, we can create one from the base app and provide that for you. So as you're going down through and looking, they're in alphabetical order. And you can see as I scroll down, there's a number of different topics that are in here as far as all kinds of applications that may fit your needs. Now let's say this. If you look in here and you don't see something that you're looking for, contact us and we can create a custom application from scratch, giving you a brand new application that will fit your needs. One of those that I'm looking at right now as an example of that is the pet services application. We had a gentleman call us and say that he was running a pet services business where he used a mobile vehicle to go to people's homes and groom their pets or do other services for their pets, like give them baths and do whatever they needed, trim their nails, for birds, trim their wings and stuff like that. Well, we created a web application for him that he could be mobile on the cloud, even though other people could use it on a Mac, Windows, or iPad if they wanted to have a personal one. This is the cloud version that allowed him to travel and use any device that he is on, like his iPhone or iPad, and it would allow him to have multiple devices where he could access his application anywhere he was, anywhere in the world. Now this also would be a local app for the Mac if it were on a Mac laptop, a Windows device, for example, a Windows tablet or something, but you would use a browser for this application and or the app that we write for you on the custom one for the Windows on a desktop version, but it will also work on a laptop. Same thing if you're using it for an iPad or iPhone, this application will work for either one of those. And that's true all the way down through. You can see some of the newer ones, we've marked them as iPad and iPhone, but they are synonymous. If they say iPad, they're going to be for iPad and iPhone. If you have more questions or you need assistance and you need to find more information, go to the bottom of any one of our pages or click on this icon over here to start a chat and leave us your email if you don't contact us immediately. That way I can contact you back and you can leave questions that you need to have answered. If you need anything else as far as service or a demonstration of the application, just let us know and we'll go ahead and provide you with an appointment to Skype with you and show you the application. Another thing, this app, all the applications that we have free technical support when you purchase them, so you're not paying additional money for service and support after the purchase of the basic application. Now let's do one other thing. If you actually clicked on one of these, for example, or tapped on it on your iPad or iPhone, it's going to take you to the detail page of that particular application. And what you would do there is if you want to purchase the application, you're going to be able to click on the add to cart. You'd put the number of applications you want in here and then click on add to cart and then follow the information for filling out a purchase request where you actually purchase the application. Once we receive the notification from PayPal that you've actually purchased the item, what we'll do is contact you at your email address and go ahead and set up the delivery of your application directly to you. And that same time, we'll be able to answer any other questions that you may have about support or using the application. And then for each application in the database that we have on our website here, you can go ahead and look through all the detailed information that explains how the application works. And in a lot of other cases, like you don't see it on this application, but all the newer ones are going to have a button where you can click up here and get live video help, which explains the basic use of the application screen by screen. And that would be what would support you if you needed the basic start to learn how to use the application. And we highly recommend that when you're learning to use the application that you take all the videos. That way you will know exactly how to use it. Or if you need support, you can always contact us by email or any other option that we have, like using the chat, or call us if you're in the United States, or ask us for a Skype call, and we can give you that's hard to say, a Skype call, and that way we can provide information to you that you need as far as how to use the application prior to the purchase. Thank you for taking this video, and we hope you enjoy your new application purchase. Thank you.